So it's a Thursday, just like the song, I met her on a Thursday. Was it a Tuesday? Anyway, it's a Thursday for all intents and purposes. You wake up and things don't seem right. Something seems off. You're not sure what it is, but you go to your social media, your phone, just to kind of check in, make sure everybody knows what you're eating this morning and what you're up to and how you're feeling. And it's not there, or it's somewhat different. It's strange. Things don't seem the same way. Things seem a little off. What has ended up happening is literally overnight while you slept, the artificial intelligence world has gone from artificial general intelligence, which they don't really want to admit that that's where we are, but I have a feeling that's where we are. I believe that these systems have become agentic, self-learning in such a way that they're continuing to grow very, very quickly. And in fact, given enough compute, which they're building these massive data centers, we're probably going to get to artificial superintelligence very, very quickly, probably even before we get a massive robotic component in the world. When you wake up, probably on a Thursday, I really have no reason to know that this isn't true. I don't know what is either, but it will be Thursday. And when we wake up, the entire world's going to be different, and that will have been affected by time zone to time zone to time zone. So we're really not going to know much has happened if you have your alerts set shut off on your telephone or your mobile device or computer or whatever system used to monitor the world's news. They'll all be shut down. So when you open your eyes in the morning or whenever you happen to wake up, that's when you're going to see this massive shift. What's it going to look like? I believe that if the world were properly positioned, this could be a utopia for everybody. The problem is it comes down to money and greed and power and fame and fortune and these sorts of things. Unfortunately, who doesn't want to be famous and have a fortune and all of those other items? But in the case of artificial intelligence, it seems like everybody's running towards this goal that they can't see past. And while they think they can, and they might give you an idea of how they want to establish this wonderful country and world that has where everybody has access to general intelligence, artificial intelligence, incredible intelligence beyond their dreams, they're not asking the questions of whether we should. And then what is that going to mean to the world that works? Now, let's say you're very special in your field. Let's say you're just a master at whatever it is you do. For now, you're okay. But to sell your services or sell your product, people that aren't okay, people that are going to be encountering this job loss and these massive setbacks in the world, well, forward steps that are going to equate to general setbacks amongst human beings, how are they going to buy what you're selling? How are they going to be able to afford your product or your service? They're not going to have employment to do so. Then the world talks about universal basic income. I'm not sure if we were set up for that as human beings. We weren't set up to be working 40 hours a week either, but we adjusted pretty well. That's one thing that's great about human beings, the human species. We are very malleable when it comes to making adjustments. People do it as slaves. People do it as rich and wealthy. People do it at fill in the blank in between. This is the world, and we are very good at the adjustments. Right now, people compare artificial intelligence and that technical advancement to the things that have happened in the past, the agricultural revolution. They say that it's going to be very similar, albeit the agricultural revolution really wasn't based on, well, intelligence. It took intelligence to figure out that maybe this is where the world needs to be able to mass produce food, and I get that. Then you go to the next revolution, the Industrial Revolution. And again, yes, it took intelligence to build the factories and to employ massive amounts of labor in the human being world and pay them accordingly, whatever that wage happened to be. But also the training had to be put in place. So our school systems were developed to train very proficient factory workers. Keep your mouth shut, don't interrupt, and just listen to what the teacher says. Even that system seems to be a little outdated today, because people are still using the old models of teaching. And it's served us well, I believe, over time. But now we have the ability to have a actual researcher, a PhD level tutor sitting with us all day long, talking into our ear, responding to our questions, teaching us things. Maybe that's the better way. I don't know. But to displace the entire educational profession as a whole, that's going to create issues as well. And then you get into the attorney world. Well, the attorneys have done a pretty good job positioning themselves because of the licensing required. Teachers have the same license. I don't know if it's going to be as simple to get them out of the business as it would be maybe difficult trying to get attorneys out of the business. Then you have real estate agents in my world. They're also licensed, but we see a lot of the syndication sites out there that are built, and they do a very good job at selling real estate and even getting money from agents to pay them for leads. Well, you have that. But now we're looking at something that some of the experts in the world will say, well, you couldn't prove to me that it's going to be that much different. Yes, speed is what's going to make it different. The adoption, whether we want to or not, it's moving a lot faster than most people are comfortable. I do speak to people about the information that I put online about artificial intelligence and where it's bringing us. It's beyond man-made intelligence. It's something that's becoming self-learning. It's teaching itself. It's creating errors and then having another agent come in, looking at those errors, then tweaking those errors. So it's basically AI training AI. And unlike human beings, it's updated at a moment's notice. So if you have a million different AI agents operating, everyone which has a higher than PhD level education, and then they're also incredibly quick and smart and sharp, and they understand the world's data, and they're now teaching each other, we're going to have a very powerful, fantastical, unbelievable expression of intelligence as we see it now, but it's going to happen probably on a Thursday and probably overnight. Let me know what you think. I'm Connor with Honor. We'll see you in the next one.